Well, with the DJI Mavic 3 apparently not being released in 2020, will the Autel Evo 2 dominate? Got all the 411 on that? Coming up. Hi everyone, Bill from BillTheDroneReviewer, where I make drone and drone related videos. If you're new here, welcome, and consider hitting the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. With that, let's begin. The other night on Rotor Talk Live, Marcus Crawford, Ron Brown, and special guest Lauren Donauer and I discussed the Autel Evo 2 on whether or not it will dominate the market in 2020 because the DJI Mavic 3 apparently will not be released. So without any further ado, let's roll that clip in its entirety. We'll talk about the Evo 2 a little bit here because, the comments just rolled in on my 1-minute video. Oh, this is a perfect chance for Autel to step in and take over. The sky is clear for them. Get out of the way, Grandma. The bingo game's starting to roll. I mean, it's ready to roll for them. That's what I saw. I did see a lot of this as far as the comments were concerned. Okay. Now, some things that we need to keep in mind, and then I'm going to open this up for discussion here, okay? Number one, Autel does not have the production capabilities that DJI has, plain and simple, okay? It's just not there. They don't have that, okay? Number two, and let's remember this, at CES, and I know both Lauren and Marcus were there, at CES, it was a last-minute decision for Autel to put the booth in, and they had to get financing for that, okay? So their financial position is not as stable, obviously, as DJI's. And the other thing is, and I know Ken Dono kind of confirmed this for me as well, they have a bare minimum support staff up in where they are near Seattle, Washington. They don't have a support staff anywhere near what DJI has as far as that's concerned, okay? So your gentlemen, I'm interested to get your thoughts about the Evo 2 coming in and taking the place of the Mavic 3 this year and being the king of drones. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
It won't. So Autel clearly is very capable of making a nice product. We know that from the original Evo. Still today, I would say it's probably one of the frontline prosumer drones, no question about it. So the Evo 2 is going to be a great product, but I just don't think they have the customer base that DJI has. And while I hope it's very successful, I just don't think that DJI has to worry too much about anybody overtaking their position.
A good comment. I got one quick comment for Bill. You mentioned the Autel support staff being small. Do they have more or less people than Gearbest in customer service?
That's a good question, Ron. They might have about the same, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, probably the 2 or 3 better. Okay, here's my thought. Well, I got more of a question here to you guys than I do an answer here in the Autel 2. Say we'll go right to the Autel Evo Pro, the 1-inch sensor model. So it comes out. And it's got great reviews. It's clearly better than the Mavic 2 Pro. It could, the pictures and video are better. And I'm just assuming all this. I'm not saying it is or it isn't or whatever. Okay, it comes out. What would that be enough, or would it take more for everybody on this panel to put their Mavic 2 Pro up on eBay and go get the Autel Evo 2 instead?
Okay, for me, the proof is in the pudding. Okay, I have to see that video, and I have to see how well that video is.
Well, that's what I mean. It's out, and everybody loves it, and it's a massive hit or whatever.
Now, here's the thing, and this is something I think we need to kind of separate here, and I kind of alluded to it when we talked earlier about, the Mavic 3 having, say, an interchangeable camera type of platform like the Evo 2, okay? The Mavic 2 is a solid drone. Okay, let's just talking drone wise, okay, and not the camera itself, but drone wise, it is a very solid performing drone. Okay, all of us know that. Okay, we've experienced it ourselves. We know how it performs. It performs extremely well. It has been my go-to drone almost all the time for just about anything here. With that being said, okay, now Autel is kind of branding the Evo 2 as their kind of go-to drone that it will handle, multiple cameras in this same platform, okay? while the cameras have been looked at already, okay, there haven't been a lot, and I know there's not a lot of Evo 2s out there. I know Rick Smith has one. I know Aldrin from Flight Path has one. There's not a lot out there to see, but can it handle flying like the Mavic 2 or the Mavic, potentially Mavic 3? I guess that's my question for you gentlemen. Do you think that this is a drone that will have the capabilities of, say, on par with a Mavic 2 as far as the flying capabilities are concerned and obstacle avoidance and everything?
I think there's little question. They wouldn't release it if it didn't. There's no question in my mind.
Yeah, I've never flown an Autel product, but I know that they have a pretty good reputation, and I'm sure that from what we've seen in the specs, it looks like they've spec'd it out to to compete or be a little bit better than Mavic 2. But again, that all has to be proven when it really gets in the hands of end users, not just a couple reviewers. And another thing too is, for me, the upgrade, it would have to be significantly better than the Mavic 2. It just can't be slightly better. Like I don't care if it's got, like most people, I see the comments. Most of us don't care about 6 or 8K, whatever. It's got to the video has to look better. It has to be easier to edit in, like Final Cut and the Adobe Premiere, whatever. I mean, it's the pictures have to look significantly better. It has to be significantly better for me to want to upgrade to it. Otherwise, I'm just sitting tight on the Mavic 2 Pro, and that's my thoughts.
Lauren, what are your thoughts?
Yep. Just one thing before I get into that is with Autel, a lot of people are kind of overlooking the fact that they also are being affected by the coronavirus, right?
Right.
So, everybody mentions, DJI, but pretty much anything coming out of China is affected, and the Autels are built there. So, but on that note, personally, I got asked a question the other day, and I kind of thought about it, and it was like, what more could they do to the Mavic 3 to make you more interested? And my simple question was, what can you do? Because realistically, a lot of people don't realize we've got some awesome drones out there. And frankly, between Autel and DJI, I think it's going to be a slugfest, is my honest opinion. Because what we've got now, it's pretty tough to beat that's usable to the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That really makes
agree.
A lot of sense. I agree 100%. Kind of wrapping these things up here, we touched on a lot of points here for the Autel 2. It's, once they get over their software issue, and, I did read your comment on Rick Smith's video, and I did read Rick's reply on there as well. And so it sounds like the Evo 2s are basically sitting in boxes or pallets somewhere, and just, they're waiting for Autel to get a firmware update taken care of as far as that's concerned. So, stay tuned for that. I mean, we'll definitely find out what's going on with that, and hopefully, sooner rather than later, because, Autel does not want to repeat history. The history from when the Evo 1 came out was not very good. I mean, it was at CES, and then in February, the FCC approval came out and all the pictures were released and everything. And then we didn't hear anything to the end of June, beginning of July. And they don't want to do that. And I do know, I did talk to Ken Dono a little bit, and, his sponsor, DroneWorks, they've actually given people their money back who have actually put deposits on them, because, said, let's not do this. And he talked to the owner of DroneWorks. I believe this is all correct. Let's not do this now. Let's wait, because, don't worry about, when it's time, we'll let you know. Okay. So they're in that type of a mode right now. So
hey, Bill, before you move on from the Evo, about 3 or 4 comments back from Larry Boggs, he makes a great point. Also, it's hard to beat the DJI Smart Controller. The only thing, the Autel Evo, if it is a better drone than the Mavic 2 Pro, it won't have a better controller.
Yes, that's definitely 100% agreement. And I think Ron can say without any question, he's glad that I talked him in, talking him off the ledge on the smart controller, because
Yeah,
That is just an incredible, that happens to be for me. Okay. If somebody were to ask me, what was my favorite accessory ever for a DJI product, bar none, it's the smart controller. Okay. Even with all its warts and blemishes and everything, that has just shown incredible capabilities. And, I was very fortunate to be among the few to beta test it with the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0. And it's an incredible, it's totally different flying experience with a Phantom 4 Pro V2.0.
Bill, are there any smart controller 2 rumors out there?
Well, it's hard. It's like, and I'll put it to you this way: how do I get better than my wife Valerie? Okay, it just doesn't happen. Okay, it's probably one of those kind of answers. Okay, that kind of thing just doesn't happen.
It's strange because personally, I'm not a fan of the smart controller. That's just a personal thing. Your limitation on third-party apps and stuff like that, to me, that was kind of a no-go. But, to each their own, I guess.
That's right. I mean, we're Ron and I have enjoyed ours. And
just not having to fiddle with that phone and getting plugged in or whatever. I mean, just on that alone or whatever, that's a big deal to me. Just seem to get up in the air faster and that screen.
Absolutely. It's like I say, it's all a personal preference, but just for me, but I know lots of people that absolutely demand to have those. So whatever makes you happy.
No, it's great that we have options.
Yep.
Question of the day. Do you think the Autel Evo 2 will dominate the drone market in 2020? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.
Jump into the car on a Friday.